After you guys, well, big guest today to react to the president's NSA speech. Senator Rand Paul joins me with his reaction and if he still plans to sue the government. Plus, a woman falls into the ocean from a cruise ship. You'll see the incredible video first on Fox in the 2 o'clock hour. Barbara Bush says she hopes her son Jeb won't run for president. We'll ask Governor Mike Huckabee what he thinks about that. And what's the most influential burger of all time? Time magazine makes its pick. What's yours? I know mine.
Big
All
Mac,
in the real story, top of the hour.
Quarter pounder.
What did you just say?
Go with cheeseburger.
Keep going.
You know what mine is?
What?
Teen Burger from A&W.
Oh, right on.
Delish.
Do you remember? Yeah, it was real good.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
great. We'll check in with you. Thanks so much.
See you, Gretchen. Have a good weekend.
Can every member of a fraternity be liable for the actions of just one?
86 fraternity brothers at Yale University named in a lawsuit stemming from a traffic incident. At the Yale-Harvard football game, one of the brothers driving a U-Haul packed with beer kegs, plowing into a crowd of people, killing one woman on scene and injuring 2 others.
Let's bring in 2 attorneys with deep experience in negligence and criminal cases, Keith Sullivan and Mark Eiglarsh. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Mark, let me start with
Pleasure to
you.
be here.
There was one person behind the wheel that day of the tragic accident who mowed down a 30-year-old woman. Why would 86 other fraternity members be charged with the crime?
Let me tell you something. I don't know, and I'll make it very clear. This is why people don't like lawyers. I mean, you hold responsible those who do the act for which there's either negligence, so you get them in civil court, or if there's criminal activity, you get them. But to then include everyone, even people like myself who are kind of members of a fraternity who just came in to eat the ribs on Thursday, and to hold them responsible for the actions of their brothers is unacceptable.
Keith, what do you think?
Well, Bill, for once, Mark and I are in agreement on this. There's not going to be any liability, but I could tell you why this lawsuit was filed and the manner in which it was filed. The national organization and their insurance company disclaimed liability, and the reason they did that was the fraternity brother who was driving the vehicle pled guilty in a criminal case. He pled guilty. He was charged with vehicular manslaughter and ultimately pled guilty to reckless driving. That's a criminal act. That cuts off the liability. This lawyer filed the lawsuit in hopes that 86 sets of parents will hire lawyers and petition the insurance company and the national chapter of the fraternity to reconsider their determination.
Extortion.
You can call it
extortion.
You can call it legal extortion. I'm not disagreeing with you.
That is exactly what that is. Hey, no, you're right. National chapter, deep pockets. You don't want to pony up the bucks? Well, we're going to get the money from somewhere. Let's hold 86 people, Otter and Meat, who barely even come around the fraternity house. We're going to hold their parents responsible for getting some lawyer to defend this case.
And Mark, you and I are both law professors. I teach ethics. I think it's an abusive process. I think it should be looked into. Why not bring in
I agree with you.
Why not bring in every fraternity person that was ever involved in the alumni? Let's bring in the kids' 8th grade basketball team. Where do we stop?
You guys might be both right on that then. Okay, next topic.
All right, on a much lighter topic, there is a man in Texas who holds up a sign to warn drivers to slow down. There's a speed trap ahead. The police don't like this, and they've arrested him. What do you think? What's the charge against somebody who just tells other drivers, look out, slow down?
I have to tell you, as a self-proclaimed safe speeder, I want to hug the guy and I want to give him an award.
Wait, what's a safe speeder, Keith?
Well, it's going above the speed limit, but not so reckless that you may kill or cause an accident. You know, a safe speeder.
So it's like 63 miles an hour.
63 and a 55. Yeah. There you go, Bill. But the law is very clear. They have a statute. You cannot erect or hold or place any signage anywhere in the county. It will withstand constitutional scrutiny. The town has a vested interest in assessing these things. He's guilty.
Rubbish.
What do you think, Mark?
I say absolutely rubbish. Somehow there's a law that says you can't hold a sign unless you're on private property, but if you do it on public property, that is such a violation of the Constitution. They're only upset because they interfered with their ability to make money, but what he's doing is constitutionally protected speech. There's plenty of case law that he can point to.
So
like
you agree with
using
Keith
their
on
bright,
that too,
their
then?
headlights.
The government has a right to regulate speech in public areas. This has been well litigated up to the Supreme Court. This man's going to be found guilty. I'll go a step further. I think he could have been charged with. I think he could have been charged with obstruction of governmental administration. They've set up an investigation for speeding. Look, Mark's a former prosecutor. He'd pile on the charges if he had the opportunity.
Oh, would you, not me, my friend. I would drop the charges immediately, and I would have them apologize to him for violating his constitutional right. He could, listen, on any other day, if they didn't have the trap out there, and he said, slow down, there's police in the area, he'd be a hero. But because they interfered, he allegedly interfered with their ability to make money, doesn't take away his constitutional rights. It's ridiculous what they did.
Mark, I agree with your I agree with your principle in the outcome. However, there's a very clear statute that will withstand constitutional scrutiny.
It will not. See, that's where we part company.
And slow down out there. Slow down out there, gentlemen. Be careful. Be safe. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Keith. A treasure trove of military memorabilia.